What if I told you that one of the most sophisticated healing civilizations in human history never built a single pharmaceutical factory, never ran a single clinical trial, and never needed to? The ancient Maya built an empire that lasted over 3,000 years, and at its foundation was a system of plant medicine so advanced that modern researchers are still unlocking its secrets today. Plants with actual clinical evidence backing them up. Plants that modern scientists are finally proving work exactly as Mayan healers knew they did thousands of years ago. And today, I am going to show you 20 of them that will change the way you think about food and healing forever. Stick around because number 3 on this list was consumed by Mayan warriors before battle, and NASA researchers just confirmed it is more protein-dense than almost any food on Earth. And number 14 was burned in every Mayan temple every single day. And modern neuroscience has now identified the exact brain mechanism that explains why it worked. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because we post new videos every week connecting ancient wisdom with modern science at Ancient Flora. So let us get into it. Here are 20 Mayan superfoods that will heal you instantly, ranked from remarkable to absolutely extraordinary. Number 1. Cacao. Let us start with the plant the Maya considered the food of the gods, because that is literally what they called it. The Mayan word for cacao, appears in their oldest written records. Mayan kings drank a frothy, bitter cacao preparation at every major ceremony, every feast, and every medicinal ritual. This was not indulgence. This was medicine. Theobroma cacao, whose scientific name literally means food of the gods, contains over 300 bioactive compounds. Modern clinical research has validated the Maya's reverence in extraordinary ways. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that flavanols in raw cacao improve blood flow, lower blood pressure, and reduce cardiovascular disease risk. Cacao contains theobromine, a compound that dilates blood vessels and improves circulation more gently and sustainably than caffeine. It also contains anandamide, sometimes called the bliss molecule, which binds to the same brain receptors as cannabis, but without psychoactive effects, producing genuine feelings of well-being. The Maya prepared cacao as a bitter drink with chili and achiote, consuming it cold, frothy, and unsweetened. The reason raw cacao got buried under processed sugar-laden chocolate is straightforward. Pure cacao is impossible to patent, but the processed version generates billions in profit. Think of it as the food of the gods that modern industry turned into candy and hoped you would forget the difference. Number 2. Chaya. Chaya might be the most important plant most people have never heard of, and the Maya have known about it for over 3,000 years. This large leafy shrub, also called Mayan spinach, was the nutritional backbone of the entire Mayan civilization. Nitoscolus aconitifolius is so extraordinarily nutrient-dense that modern researchers have described it as a nutritional phenomenon. Clinical analysis shows chaya leaves contain 7 times more iron than spinach, 3 times more protein than most leafy greens, and exceptional levels of calcium, vitamin C, and beta-carotene. Studies show chaya extract has genuine hypoglycemic effects, helping to regulate blood sugar through multiple enzymatic pathways. Research published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology confirms anti-inflammatory and antioxidant activity that rivals pharmaceutical-grade compounds. Here is the essential caution. Raw chaya leaves contain hydrocyanic glucosides that must be neutralized by cooking. Always boil chaya leaves for at least 5 minutes before consuming. The Maya cooked chaya into tamales, stews, and gruels, understanding this preparation requirement through generations of accumulated wisdom. Chaya disappeared from Western nutrition science simply because it does not grow in temperate climates and cannot be industrially farmed at scale. Think of it as the Mayan spinach that makes actual spinach look like a garnish. Number 3. Spirulina. Here is the one I teased at the beginning. The superfood that Mayan warriors consumed before battle, that NASA researchers confirmed is one of the most nutritionally complete foods on Earth. Spirulina is technically a blue-green algae, but the Maya harvested it from freshwater lakes across the Yucatan region and consumed it as a dried cake mixed with maize. They understood it gave extraordinary strength and endurance. Arthrospira platensis contains 45 to 60% protein by dry weight. That is higher than beef, higher than eggs, higher than virtually any food that exists. A single tablespoon provides 4 grams of complete protein with all essential amino acids. NASA selected spirulina as one of the most practical foods for long-duration space missions. Modern clinical trials show spirulina significantly reduces LDL cholesterol, lowers blood pressure, reduces markers of inflammation, and improves both muscular endurance and recovery time. Studies demonstrate powerful antioxidant effects from phycocyanin, the pigment that gives spirulina its distinctive blue-green color. The Maya did not know the biochemistry, they knew the effect. Warriors who consumed it were stronger, healed faster, and endured more. Spirulina disappeared from Western consciousness simply because it looks like pond scum, and nobody tried to sell it in a pharmacy. Think of it as the Mayan warrior fuel that NASA rediscovered 500 years later. Number 4. Chili pepper. The ancient Maya did not add chili to their food for flavor alone. They added it as medicine, and they knew exactly what it did to the human body. Chili peppers appear in Mayan medical texts, ceramic art, and ritual offerings dating back over 3,000 years. Capsicum annuum and related species contain capsaicin, one of the most studied plant compounds in modern medicine. Clinical research has demonstrated capsaicin's effectiveness for pain relief, cardiovascular health, and metabolic support. Studies show capsaicin reduces substance P in nerve endings, physically interrupting pain signal transmission, which is why capsaicin cream is now a standard pharmaceutical treatment for arthritis and neuropathic pain. Research shows regular chili consumption is associated with significantly reduced mortality from cardiovascular disease, with a major study in the British Medical Journal finding that people who ate chili regularly had a 26% lower risk of dying from heart disease. Capsaicin also activates thermogenesis, increasing metabolic rate and supporting healthy weight management. Traditional Mayan use included chili in every medicinal preparation, from wound poultices to internal fever treatments. Modern medicine develops synthetic pain medications with devastating side effects, while the plant that outperforms them in certain applications has been growing wild across Mexico for millennia. Think of it as the fire the Maya understood was also medicine. Number 5. Papaya. The Maya called papaya the fruit of angels, and they used every single part of the tree, not just the fruit. Carica papaya was one of the most important medicines in the Mayan pharmacopoeia, employed for wound healing, digestive diseases, parasitic infections, and inflammation. Modern clinical research has validated this comprehensively. The fruit contains papain, a proteolytic enzyme so effective at breaking down protein that it is now used in commercial preparations, but its medical applications go far deeper. Clinical studies show papain accelerates wound healing, reduces edema after surgery, and has genuine anti-inflammatory properties. Research published in peer-reviewed journals demonstrates that papaya leaf extract has significant immunomodulatory effects and has shown remarkable results in clinical trials for dengue fever, significantly increasing platelet counts. The seeds contain isothiocyanates and benzyl compounds with powerful anti-parasitic properties. Traditional Mayan use included fresh papaya juice applied to wounds, papaya leaf tea for fever and digestive infections, and the seeds eaten to expel intestinal parasites. Western medicine overlooked papaya as medicine simply because it is a food, and the pharmaceutical industry has no interest in treatments that cannot be patented. Think of it as the angel fruit the Maya used to heal everything from wounds to worms, while we put it in fruit salad. Number 6. Achiote. Achiote might be the most visually striking plant in the Mayan pharmacopoeia. The Bixa orellana tree produces seed pods covered in vivid red spines, containing seeds coated in one of the most intensely pigmented substances in nature. The Maya used achiote paste to paint their bodies for ceremony, to color their food, and to treat disease. Modern science has now identified exactly why it worked. The pigment in achiote seeds, bixin, is a powerful carotenoid antioxidant with well-documented anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective properties. Research shows bixin crosses the blood-brain barrier and has protective effects against neurological oxidative damage. Studies demonstrate achiote extract has antimicrobial effects against multiple pathogens, including some antibiotic-resistant strains. Research on the leaves shows hypoglycemic activity, lowering blood sugar through mechanisms that parallel pharmaceutical diabetes treatments. Traditional Mayan use included achiote paste for skin infections and sun protection, the seeds as a digestive and fever remedy, and leaf preparations for blood sugar conditions. The protective function of achiote body paint was not purely ceremonial. The antimicrobial and UV protective compounds in the paste were creating a genuine medicinal barrier on the skin. Think of it as the red paint that was actually a pharmacy. Number 7. Guava. Before we continue, if you are watching this and realizing that an entire civilization built on plant medicine knew things we are only now proving in laboratories, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. It helps ancient flora reach more people who deserve to know this. And if you have not subscribed yet, click that button and ring the bell. Now let us talk about guava. Psyllium guajava was one of the most versatile healing plants in the Mayan world. The fruit, leaves, bark, and roots were all used medicinally, and modern clinical research has validated the Mayas' comprehensive approach. Guava leaves in particular have extraordinary pharmacological properties. Studies published in peer-reviewed journals demonstrate guava leaf extract is effective against diarrhea caused by multiple bacterial pathogens, including Staphylococcus aureus and E. coli, with mechanisms comparable to pharmaceutical antidiarrheals. Research shows guava leaf tea significantly lowers blood sugar after meals through alpha-glucosidase inhibition, the same mechanism as the diabetes drug, acarbose. The fruit contains more vitamin C than oranges, weight for weight, along with lycopene concentrations linked to reduced cancer risk. Traditional Mayan use included guava leaf tea for diarrhea and fever, the bark for wound healing, and the fruit as daily nutritional medicine. Guava got reduced to a tropical fruit by Western markets that had no framework for food as medicine. Think of it as the tree the Maya used from roots to fruit, while we only discovered the smoothie. Number 8. Epazote. Every Mayan cook added epazote to beans. Every single time. This was not about flavor. This was about pharmacology. The Maya understood through generations of observation that adding this pungent herb to beans prevented digestive problems and eliminated the parasites that threatened health in tropical environments. Dysphania ambrosioides contains escaridole, a compound with documented antiparasitic activity that was the active ingredient in pharmaceutical antiparasitic preparations well into the 20th century. Modern research confirms that epazote essential oil has genuine anthelmintic properties effective against multiple intestinal parasites. Studies also show anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and antioxidant activity from the plant's flavonoid content. The traditional use of adding epazote to bean dishes was functionally brilliant. The herb's compounds neutralize certain gas-producing oligosaccharides while simultaneously providing antimicrobial protection, solving multiple problems with a single ingredient. Epazote also contains significant iron, making it nutritionally valuable in a diet centered on plant foods. Western medicine extracted escaridole, used it pharmaceutically, and then abandoned it for synthetic alternatives rather than studying the whole plant. Think of it as the herb hiding in plain sight in every traditional Mayan kitchen that was actually a parasite treatment. Number 9. Amaranth. The Maya built civilizations on amaranth. This small seed was so central to ancient Mesoamerican culture, religion, and medicine that the Spanish conquistadors, recognizing its sacred power, banned its cultivation as a strategy of physical and cultural suppression. Amaranthus species contain a protein profile so complete and balanced that the World Health Organization has cited it as superior to most plant proteins and comparable to animal protein. Clinical research confirms amaranth significantly lowers LDL cholesterol through its squalene content, a compound found in extraordinarily high concentrations in amaranth oil. Studies show amaranth has anti-hypertensive effects and anti-inflammatory properties that support cardiovascular health. The leaves are as nutritious as the seeds, containing high levels of calcium, iron, and vitamins A and C. Traditional Mayan use included amaranth seeds ground into flour for ceremonial foods, the leaves cooked as greens, and preparations for blood and digestive conditions. The conquistadors understood that destroying amaranth cultivation would weaken the people physically and spiritually simultaneously. The suppression of this plant was an act of deliberate nutritional warfare. Think of it as the seed so powerful that colonizers banned it because they understood it fed both the body and the resistance. Number 10. Chia. Before chia seeds became a trendy addition to smoothie bowls, they were the fuel that powered the fastest long-distance runners in the ancient world. Mayan peoples consumed chia as a primary endurance food, carrying small pouches of seeds on multi-day journeys across mountainous terrain. Salvia hispanica delivers extraordinary nutritional density in a tiny package. 2 tablespoons provide 11 grams of fiber, 5 grams of protein, and more omega-3 fatty acids than most fish servings. Clinical research confirms chia seeds lower blood pressure, improve blood lipid profiles, and reduce inflammatory markers. A randomized controlled trial showed significant reductions in C-reactive protein, a key marker of systemic inflammation, in participants consuming chia daily. The omega-3 content supports brain health, reduces cardiovascular risk, and decreases joint inflammation. Traditional Mayan use included chia mixed with water to form a thick gel consumed before physical labor, as a base for medicinal preparations, and as a treatment for skin conditions when applied topically. Chia disappeared from Western agriculture when Spanish colonizers suppressed indigenous crops in favor of European grains. It survived in remote communities and returned as a superfood the wellness industry discovered and rebranded. Think of it as the ancient runner's fuel that was hiding in plain sight for 500 years. Number 11. Avocado. The Maya called avocado ahuacatl and consumed it daily, not as a condiment, but as primary medicine and food. Archaeological evidence shows avocado consumption in Mayan communities dating back over 10,000 years. They understood it healed, strengthened, and protected. Persea americana is now one of the most extensively researched foods in modern nutrition science. Clinical studies show avocado consumption significantly improves cardiovascular biomarkers, reducing LDL cholesterol while raising HDL, improving arterial flexibility, and lowering blood pressure. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that adding avocado to a salad increased carotenoid absorption from the other vegetables by 3 to 5 times. The fruit is extraordinarily rich in potassium, containing more than bananas, critical for blood pressure regulation. The monounsaturated fat content supports absorption of fat-soluble nutrients, meaning avocado dramatically increases the nutritional value of everything else on the plate. Traditional Mayan use included avocado flesh for skin conditions and wounds, the seed ground for digestive complaints, and daily consumption as preventive medicine for the heart and circulation. Western medicine took decades to stop calling avocado fat unhealthy before research forced a revision of that position. The Maya never needed revision. They simply ate the fruit that 10,000 years of accumulated wisdom told them to eat. Think of it as the heart medicine that spent decades being called bad for you. Number 12. Black bean. The black bean was not a side dish in Mayan culture. It was the center of the entire nutritional and medicinal system. Phaseolus vulgaris appears in Mayan agricultural records, creation myths, and medical texts, the sacred triad of maize, beans, and squash that sustained Mayan civilization for millennia. Black beans provide complete plant protein when combined with maize, which Mayan people consumed together at every meal, creating a complementary amino acid profile the body can fully utilize. Clinical research shows black bean consumption significantly reduces cardiovascular disease risk, improves insulin sensitivity, and feeds the gut microbiome with prebiotic fiber that directly reduces systemic inflammation. Studies demonstrate the anthocyanins in black bean skin, the same class of antioxidants found in blueberries, have genuine anti-inflammatory properties. Traditional Mayan use included black beans, daily nutritional medicine, combined with achiote and epazote in preparations designed to simultaneously nourish and protect. The Western food system separated the three sisters, industrialized each crop individually, and lost the combined nutritional intelligence the Maya had always understood. Think of it as the sacred seed whose power was always in the combination, not the isolation. Number 13. Sweet potato. The sweet potato was one of the most important crops in the Mayan agricultural system, cultivated across the Yucatan and Central American lowlands for thousands of years. The Maya understood that its vivid orange flesh contained something that healed the eyes, protected against disease, and sustained vitality in ways other staple crops did not. Ipomoya batatas is one of the richest food sources of beta-carotene on Earth, which the body converts to vitamin A. Clinical research shows adequate vitamin A dramatically reduces child mortality, prevents blindness, and strengthens immune function against infectious disease. The glycemic index of sweet potato, despite its sweetness, is moderate rather than high because its fiber content slows glucose release, making it genuinely supportive for blood sugar regulation. Studies show purple-fleshed sweet potato varieties, closer to ancient cultivars than modern orange versions, contain extraordinarily high anthocyanin concentrations with potent anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective effects. Traditional Mayan use included sweet potato as a primary food crop and preparations from the leaves for digestive and inflammatory conditions. Sweet potato got demoted to holiday casserole in Western culture, buried under sugar that erased its medicinal character completely. Think of it as the orange medicine the Maya made a staple while we made it a dessert. Number 14. Copal. And here's the one I teased at the beginning, the resin burned in every Mayan temple every single day, whose mechanism modern neuroscience has now fully identified. Copal is a resin from Bursera species trees, primarily Bursera copalifera, collected and burned as incense throughout the Mayan world. Like frankincense in the biblical world, copal was not burned for its fragrance alone. It was burned because of what it did to every person in the room. Modern research has identified incensol acetate and related sesquiterpene compounds in Bursera resins that activate TRPV3 channels in the brain, producing measurable anxiolytic and mood-elevating effects. This mechanism was identified in research published in the FASEB journal. The Mayan priests burning copal in stone temples were pharmacologically modulating the nervous systems of every worshipper present, creating neurological conditions for calm and receptivity. The anti-inflammatory compounds in copal also have genuine wound healing and antimicrobial justification documented in modern research. Western science dismissed copal as ceremonial superstition and never investigated the chemistry. Modern neuroscience investigated and found that every ancient civilization that burned sacred resins was doing something neurologically precise and correct. Think of it as the temple medicine that was changing brains long before neuroscience existed to explain it. Number 15. Soursop. The Maya called soursop guanabana, and it was one of their most important medicines for fever, pain, and parasitic infection. Annona muricata grows throughout the tropical Mayan world, and every part of the tree, the fruit, leaves, bark, seeds, and roots, was used medically. Modern research on soursop has generated extraordinary scientific interest. Studies show that acetogenins, compounds unique to the Annona family, have remarkable in vitro activity against multiple cancer cell lines. A study published in the Journal of Natural Products identified soursop compounds as selectively active against pancreatic cancer cells in laboratory conditions. The research is ongoing, and clinical human trials remain limited, which is why responsible scientists avoid overclaiming on that front. What is firmly established is soursop's genuine antimicrobial, antiparasitic, and anti-inflammatory activity, with multiple studies confirming traditional uses for fever, infections, and parasites. Traditional Mayan use included soursop leaf tea for fever and infections, the fruit for digestive parasites, and bark preparations for liver conditions. Pharmaceutical companies have filed numerous patents on soursop compounds, which is itself a statement about the plant's confirmed value. Think of it as the tree the pharmaceutical industry is quietly patenting while telling you to wait for more research. Number 16. Pumpkin seed. The third of the three sisters was squash, and while the vegetable itself was essential, it was the seeds that the Maya recognized as extraordinary medicine. Cucurbita pepo seeds were consumed ritually, medicinally, and daily across the Mayan world, and modern research has confirmed the sophistication of this choice. Pumpkin seeds are one of the most nutrient-dense foods measurable, containing extraordinarily high levels of zinc, magnesium, iron, and plant-based fatty acids in near-ideal ratios. Clinical research demonstrates pumpkin seed oil significantly improves symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia, with a double-blind, placebo-controlled study showing improvements comparable to pharmaceutical treatment. Studies show the cucurbitin content has genuine antiparasitic effects, particularly against tapeworms, explaining the Mayan use of seeds for intestinal parasites. Pumpkin seeds are among the highest plant sources of tryptophan, the amino acid precursor to serotonin, directly supporting mood and sleep quality. Traditional Mayan use included pumpkin seeds ground into medicinal pastes for parasites, consumed whole for general health and strength, and offered in agricultural ceremonies. The three sisters were not three separate crops to the Maya. They were one integrated medical and agricultural system. Think of it as the seed the Maya put in everything because they understood it helped heal everything. Number 17. Nopal. The prickly pear cactus was one of the most powerful medicines in the Mayan and broader Mesoamerican world, present in everything from daily food to ceremonial practice. Opuntia species grow throughout the Mexican and Central American landscape and were consumed as food, used as wound dressings, and prepared as medicines for conditions the Maya observed across millennia. Modern clinical research has produced remarkable results. Multiple randomized controlled trials have shown that nopal pads consumed before meals significantly reduce post-meal blood glucose spikes in both diabetic and non-diabetic populations. The viscous fiber in nopal, primarily mucilage, forms a gel in the digestive tract that physically slows glucose absorption, creating a pharmacological effect comparable to pharmaceutical glucose-lowering medications. Studies also show nopal reduces total cholesterol, LDL, and triglycerides with regular consumption. The anti-inflammatory betalain pigments give nopal antioxidant properties that rival some of the most antioxidant-rich foods ever measured. Traditional Mayan use included raw nopal juice for blood sugar and digestive conditions, the pads applied topically to burns and wounds, and preparations for liver support. Western medicine discovered nopal's glucose-lowering effects, described them as remarkable, and then largely failed to integrate the plant into treatment protocols. Think of it as the cactus that rivals some diabetes medications and grows wild across an entire continent. Number 18. Vanilla. Most people know vanilla as a flavor. The Maya knew it as a medicine. Vanilla planifolia was cultivated and revered by the Maya long before the Spanish arrived in the Americas, used not just as a food flavoring, but as a stimulant, a digestive medicine, and a treatment for fever and fatigue. The vanilla bean contains vanillin and hundreds of other aromatic compounds with genuine pharmacological activity. Modern research shows vanilla extract has antioxidant properties comparable to well-documented antioxidant foods. Studies demonstrate vanillin has significant anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial effects, with research confirming activity against multiple bacterial pathogens. Research on vanillin's effects on the brain shows anxiolytic and mild mood-supporting activity at the neurological level, which may explain vanilla's universal association with comfort and calm across cultures. Traditional Mayan use included vanilla in the sacred cacao drink consumed at ceremonies and healing rituals, creating a synergistic preparation where vanilla enhanced the bioactive effects of cacao compounds. The Maya understood what modern food science calls flavor pairing, but were actually practicing pharmacological synergy, combining plants whose compounds complemented and amplified each other's effects. Western industry extracted vanillin synthetically, flooded the market with artificial vanilla, and the extraordinary pharmacological complexity of the real plant was economically marginalized. Think of it as the medicine the Maya added to everything sacred, because they understood it made everything else work better. Number 19. Allspice. Allspice is one of the only major spices that originates exclusively from the Americas, and the Maya were its original cultivators and pharmacists. Pimenta dioica, a tree native to the Yucatan region and Jamaica, produces berries that contain the aromatic complexity of cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg simultaneously, which is why Europeans named it allspice when they first encountered it. The Maya used it long before European contact for digestive complaints, pain, infections, and preservation of food in tropical heat. Modern research has confirmed the remarkable pharmacological profile of allspice compounds. Eugenol, the primary active compound, has well-documented local anesthetic, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory effects. It is the same compound used in pharmaceutical dental preparations for pain and infection today. Studies show eugenol inhibits prostaglandin synthesis, producing anti-inflammatory effects comparable to ibuprofen, through a similar but distinct mechanism. Research also demonstrates significant antioxidant activity from allspice polyphenols, comparable to highly antioxidant-rated foods. Traditional Mayan use included allspice in medicinal preparations for digestive pain, toothaches, infections, and as a food preservative that simultaneously served as an antimicrobial treatment. Western pharmacology extracted eugenol and put it in dental products, while treating the whole berry as a mere spice. The Maya never made that distinction, because they understood the whole plant was the medicine. Think of it as the berry that contains an entire pharmacy compressed into every small dark pod. Number 20. Chayote. And here we are at number 20, the plant I saved for last because it represents something that every single plant on this list shares. The quiet, persistent, unglamorous power of a food that heals through daily use rather than dramatic intervention. Chayote, Sechium edual, is a vine that has been cultivated across Mayan and broader Mesoamerican civilization for thousands of years. Every part of the plant was eaten. It is still a staple food across Mexico and Central America today. Modern research has revealed that chayote's unassuming appearance conceals a sophisticated medical profile. Studies demonstrate chayote extract has genuine hypotensive effects, lowering blood pressure through mechanisms that include ACE inhibition, a mechanism shared by a major class of pharmaceutical blood pressure medications. Research shows chayote has diuretic and uric acid-lowering properties relevant for kidney health, and clinical studies confirm anti-inflammatory and antioxidant activity from the flavonoid and amino acid content. Traditional Mayan use included chayote as a daily food medicine for the kidneys, blood pressure, and inflammation, and the leaves prepared as tea for hypertension. What makes chayote the perfect ending to this list is exactly what makes it easy to overlook. It is not exotic, it is not expensive, it is not rare. It is a humble vine that grows abundantly and heals quietly every single day, which is exactly how the Maya understood medicine to work. The most powerful healing is not dramatic, it is consistent, it is daily. It is the food you eat not because of crisis, but because you understand that every meal is also medicine. That is what the Maya built their civilization on, and it is still growing in gardens across the Americas right now. If you made it to the end of this video, you have just unlocked something most people will never know. An entire civilization built a 3,000-year empire on these plants, and modern science is spending billions of dollars to confirm what Mayan farmers, healers, and grandmothers already understood. These 20 superfoods are not folklore. They are not myth. They are legitimate medicine validated by clinical research and grown in the earth. Smash that like button if this changed the way you think about the food on your plate. Drop a comment below and tell me which Mayan superfood surprised you the most. Are you team cacao, team spirulina, or team the cactus that rivals diabetes medication? I read every single comment, and I love hearing from this community. And if you have not subscribed to Ancient Flora yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. We are building something here, a community that understands that the most powerful medicine on earth is often the oldest, the most overlooked, and the most available. And I would love to have you as part of it.